Welcome to Hack Knowledge Wellness. We bring to you 7 foods to avoid if you have heart palpitations. Firstly, what is a heart palpitation? A heart palpitation is when you suddenly become aware of your heartbeat pounding or beating more quickly than usual. While diet alone isn't usually a cause of heart palpitations, certain foods and drinks can trigger them. Having infrequent rounds of palpitations after eating or drinking something on this list doesn't mean you need to avoid it completely, but you may want to moderate your intake. Watch this video to the end so you don't miss out on number 6 and 7. Please subscribe, like this video, and let us know which number on the list of food you can avoid in the comment section below. 1. Caffeine. One of the biggest food-related causes of heart palpitations is caffeine, which makes sense because it's a stimulant. They're literally designed to speed up your nervous system. Remember that caffeine can be found in some foods, like chocolate, and many different types of drinks, including coffee, some teas, and some sodas. While eating a few small pieces of chocolate isn't likely to give you a caffeine jolt strong enough to trigger palpitations, it's important to be careful with beverages containing large amounts of caffeine, such as energy drinks and several cups of coffee. 2. Fatty foods. You just polished off a large, indulgent meal, and now you have an uncomfortable, overstuffed feeling and a racing heart? It might be high amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol that are to blame. One study in the Journal of Nutrition found that a single high-fat meal increased several metrics of cardiovascular reactivity, like high blood pressure, in people with otherwise normal blood pressure levels when compared to a low-fat meal. If you notice this association, try substituting saturated fats with unsaturated fats such as olive oil and avocados to see if that helps. Some rich foods, like certain types of aged cheeses and cured or processed meats, are not only high in fat but also an amino acid called tyramine, which can interfere with normal blood pressure levels. 3. Alcohol. Drinks that contain large amounts of alcohol or excessive alcohol consumption can cause heart palpitations. Heavy intake can trigger the heart to go out of rhythm and stress the heart, so we really recommend consuming alcohol in moderation. Some research even suggests that moderate consumption of alcohol can increase your chance of having an irregular heartbeat, particularly if you drink a moderate amount consistently. 4. High glucose foods. Foods high in carbs or sugar can trigger heart palpitations, especially for people with hypoglycemia. People that typically have a low blood sugar level are at higher risk for heart palpitations from eating high carbohydrate or sugar foods, such as bread, pasta, candies, cakes, or ice cream, because of the sudden spike in blood sugar levels they may cause. 5. High sodium foods. While eating foods that are high in sodium may not technically increase your heart rate, yet they can raise your blood pressure, making you more likely to feel that pounding heart sensation after a meal. Eating a consistently high sodium diet also puts you at a higher risk for heart arrhythmias in general, like atrial fibrillation. Heart palpitations are one of the most common signs of atrial fibrillation, so moderating sodium intake is especially important if you experience regular palpitations or are otherwise at risk for heart disease. 6. Chocolate. Chocolate gets its own spot on this list partially because it contains caffeine and partly because of a compound called theobromine, which can cause arrhythmias, including heart palpitations. But most people don't have to give up chocolate completely. You can keep your caffeine intake short and sweet, pun intended, to reduce the amount of caffeine in each serving or opt for milk chocolate, which has a little less caffeine than dark chocolate. 7. Spicy foods. Contrary to popular myth, Spicy foods aren't bad for your health. They can actually improve your digestion, heart health, inflammation, and metabolism. But they can also cause a little bit of momentary stress on your system too, when the temperature gets hot enough. Sweating, excessive thirst, and increased heart rate are all typical signs that you've ingested something super spicy and are experiencing some overall irritation in your body. What's more, some of what you feel as heart palpitations after eating a spicy meal may actually be related to indigestion or acid reflux. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Check out the next video on how to prevent heart palpitation.